Hey guys, welcome to this week's AEC After Hours podcast episode. I am your host, Madison Wall, and really excited about our guest this week. Her name is Patsy Tadlock with Tadlock Water of Amarillo.
Yes, ma'am.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Yes, how are you?
Doing good.
Good.
Busy.
Yes, you're always busy.
Yes.
So
Keeps me young.
Yes, you are a newer member of our group, so I've gotten to know you a little bit over the past couple of months. Will you just introduce your business right off the top and let us know what you do?
Yes, so I am an owner, and my husband's also the owner, so we're owners together here in the Amarillo area. So we service water treatment, which is purified water, drinking water, and then water softeners. Bushland, Canyon, Amarillo. We do have a customer in the Borger area, and then we're looking into maybe doing a proposal here in the next week or two in Claude
Okay.
area. So it's exciting. We're spreading kind of slowly, but at the same time, a good pace for us. It's not just overwhelming at the same.
I love that. How long have y'all been in business?
Well, we've been serving this area since 2015, and just with the customer base growing and stuff, we decided to open up an office and become local company 3.5 years ago, almost 4 years ago. So it's been exciting.
So where were you guys at before?
Lubbock. So we have 3 divisions. We have an office in Lubbock, an office in the Permian Basin, Millinoodessa area, and then now an office here in the Amarillo area.
Okay, so is this a franchised business or was this your own?
No, it's actually my husband's family. It's been family owned and operated since 2007, I believe, 2008.
Okay.
Right? So, yeah, they did bottle industry for many years, and then they kind of sold out that division and went into the water treatment, more of reverse osmosis and water softeners. Over the years, my father-in-law was able to expand, and he was able to give his younger son the division in the Millinoodessa area, and able to have them run it. So his wife and him run that division, and then he offered us this division 3 years ago, so we took over.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And operate. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So the purpose of the business is primarily for, would you say, residential clients?
Residential, new homeowners, new builders. We do love to help local small businesses just to make sure, like small tea shops, restaurants, it's a hit and miss, just depending how much you're actually serving throughout the day. But a lot of residential, try to keep people from having to worry about getting those cases of water or continually having to wait in line and remember that.
Yeah.
We just put it right in your kitchen.
That's a huge thing.
It's important.
Amazing drinking water. Does any of that go into like your showers?
So the drinking water that's underneath your kitchen sink is like having bottled water. So a water softener is going to feed through your whole house, just depending how your house is plumbed. And that's just going to soften the water through your kitchen, your showers, your dishwasher, all spigots that run through the house. Does save you a little lifetime on your water heater and then some of your plumbing through your house. You're not going to have that hard buildup in calcium that kind of just sticks around, sometimes ruins the appliances and faucets.
Yeah, absolutely. So how did you guys get into this business? You said your father-in-law?
Yes, so he's the one that kind of established Tadlock Water. If you put 2 and 2 together, my last name's Tadlock, and that's what the business name is. So we strive for that name in our customer base. But after being in the water industry and doing water bottles for so many years, he was like, I want to do this. So he decided, like I said, probably in 2007, I might be wrong about that. Around that time, he decided just to branch off and open up his own business. And that's what he's done, and just built clientele, and his biggest advertisement is word of mouth, and that's
the best.
Yes, it's the best. That's how he does it. Lubbock's, you're looking at 6 guys on the field, 3 women in the office, which it's my mother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and my niece. And then you have my brother-in-law and his wife that run the Millinoodessa, and then just me and my husband here in the Amarillo area. So it's pretty nice. You don't have a big overhead of having to deal with who came out and what they did to what on the system. So
how is it working with family?
Trial and error, but I love it.
Yeah.
My family's my best friend. My mother-in-law is literally my best friend. But it was different. Probably 2 years after me and my husband got together, he's like, hey, Mom's looking for someone in the office. You want to join? I was like, sure, let's do it. And I wouldn't change it for the world. I've loved it, you know, from the bar industry to managing a salon to now running a water treatment company. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I love that.
It is.
So, okay, what were you doing before you started this business? What was the before story?
The before story. So in Lubbock, funny story, I was an office assistant. So I just kind of scheduled, answer the phones, and then the warehouse got super busy. So they asked, hey, do you want to kind of learn the warehouse? And I started learning how to run a forklift and pick up freight and deal with all the warehouse. And that's how I actually learned what the systems did, how they worked, what parts and stuff went to them. So loved it. I mean, just a little jack of all trades, you know, from running forklifts to learning how to install them and do different things like that. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. So you are you're a passionate person, I would say.
Got a big heart.
Very creative. What else do you like to do?
I actually have my own t-shirt business. I started that up in COVID. It was fun but crazy. Everybody was getting the Cricut and doing the vinyls and doing stuff like that. And my husband went through a lot of health issues at that time. So I was like, what can I do to make extra money? My mother-in-law's, you know, I still work for them. They're still helping me, but I need to make some extra income in case, you know, things go south. Got a Cricut. One of my friends was like, quit ordering shirts, just get a Cricut. And I decided to go completely outside of the box and customize. So I customize in logos, or if you have an idea, a family reunion coming up, I create that for you, and then we can put it on any type of merch or swag that you're needing. So,
yeah, I love the creative side of you.
Yeah, thank you.
I think that's fun. And okay, so you touched a little bit on you had just some harder times in life, and you had to kind of redirect and
grow up a little bit.
Yeah.
So me and my husband got married in 2018, and 6 days after we got married, he had a pancreas attack and put him into full organ failure. So, you know, death do us part. I had to hold that tight. So we were having to deal with all that. I didn't know if, you know, my husband was going to make it or not. We were stuck in the New Mexico area right after our honeymoon.
Wow.
By the grace of God, he survived all that. We came home, rocking and rolling for a few months, and then he got sick again, and we spent another 3 months. So the first 2 years of our marriage was in and out of the hospital. Craziest roller coaster I ever lived.
Yeah.
But I buckled down. I had to really grow up. I mean, I was the first grandbaby on both sides of my family, so I was a little silver spoon there for a while. So got what I wanted, you know, kind of like, oh, Pat, you know, just give it to her. I had to really buckle down and grow up and understand the medical industry, you know, exactly what was going on. And all the procedures, all the surgeries. But I think if I didn't have my faith in my mustard seed wasn't planted, I couldn't be where I was at, you know, I couldn't grow and blossom. And I look back and I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I love that about
you. You know, my husband's doing good. We've crossed so many mountains, so it's been good.
Yeah.
You know?
So that gave you a new kind of lease on life.
Yep.
What would you say your big why is in business and in life? What keeps you going?
Life. I was, you know.
Life is precious.
Yeah, I was gifted life. You know, not just for myself, but for my husband. You know, could have been taken from me. I could have been a widow. Could have been figuring out what am I going to do. Yeah. But instead, you know, we're walking this road together. We'll live, you know, it's crazy.
The hard work got started early.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
right
I'm 42,
off the bat.
And it happened when we were in our 30s, and I would have never
so
imagined doing what I had to do, and the support with my family and growing and them encouraging me like, hey, you got this, don't worry about it, to now running a business. It's pretty cool. Like,
You're
life
amazing.
is crazy.
You're amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So tell me about the rest of your family. Do you have kids?
Yes, we got children. We got my 24-year-old son that lives in the Midland, Odessa area. He's into the oil field. Super proud parents. Bought his first house last year.
Amazing.
Yeah, I was pretty when he called.
24?
24.
That's awesome.
He called me last year and he was like, hey, I bought a house. I was like, no, you didn't, dude. Like, whatever. He goes, no, I did. So this is when you need to come down for my closing. He stays busy, really, really busy. And then we have 2 pups at the house.
Oh, tell me about your puppies.
I have a Shawini, which is a Weenie dog Chihuahua. So it's called a Shawini. His name is Shadow, and he's literally like my 3-year-old toddler around the house.
Yes.
He makes sure Mama has full attention to him, and then we have like a 10-year-old lab. So those are my children at home that I have to attend to every day.
Dogs live the best life in really this part of where we're at. Yeah.
Growing up, I was not a big dog person.
We weren't either.
And my mom, we never had dogs. Like we had a cat or 2, but Jordan was a big dog person when I met him, and
they changed just
my whole life has changed with dogs. Like I'm so attached to I'll see dogs at a customer's house. I'm like, oh my God, that's so
I know. Cute. They literally change your outlook on so many things. They bring like so much happiness into your house.
They're like kids. I have all my family in the Midland, Odessa area. I have a little brother, has his family, and then I have a sister that has her little family. She has 2 grandbabies. So I'm a great aunt. Love being an aunt.
Love that.
Jordan has his brother and his sister, and Holly has 3, and then my brother-in-law has 1, Charlie. And so it's fun. Girls, Liam, we have 1 little boy that's 7, Liam, and he's the spoiled one. He's so cute.
That's so sweet.
He gets away with everything, literally.
As he should.
He does. He just looks at you, I'm like, what do you want?
Yeah.
But I'm a big family person, so I try to keep my family
It's really important.
And, all of us together, especially when I go to visit my mom. It's like, we're all hanging out at my mom's and cooking breakfast and stuff like that. So
well, and I think that's cool that you guys are a family-owned business. So you're from the area, you work with family. That creates a sense of trust with customers, would you say?
Oh, definitely. And what I tell our customers is, new or existing, is you're not just a customer. You're part of the family.
Yeah.
So I try to just stay on top of like, hey, their anniversary's coming up, or if they had a family member in the hospital, hey, we're praying for you if you need anything. My biggest goal is to make sure our customers are happy. So I even go out of the way sometimes if things are going, bad for them. I send them little encouragement letters or thank you cards.
That's huge.
I'm big on thank you cards.
Yeah.
I still send thank you cards after like little gifts and stuff.
No, those are, it's the little things.
It is the little things. Sometimes our customers will tip Jordan through our system, and I'm like, hey, they don't have to do that. It's part of the system, and I'll send out a little thank you card. Try to remember, like, even if it's a dog's birthday, I'm like, hey, I'll write a note on Jordan's sheet, like, hey, their dog's birthday.
Yeah.
So it just comes from the heart,
Yeah.
And I just want our customers to feel comfortable.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's not about business. No, you guys are serving your clients, and
we strive for the smiles.
I think that's awesome.
It is.
So did you ever think that you would be in this business? Like, how did you see your life before?
Never, which it's pretty crazy because growing up, my aunt kind of ran her own salon. My granddad ran businesses. He had his own dump truck business. He had a few apartments. And what was crazy is my granddad had polio. So a lot of times, he was on a cane to going into a walker and then, of course, to his chair. But he never let that hold him back. He would always tell me, in Spanish, hey, strive for what you want.
What is that in Spanish?
You're going to catch me off guard. Strava pa que querías. Strive for what you want. Don't depend on somebody to give it to you,
I love that.
A lot of encouragement, live your life to the fullest because it's just one life.
Yeah.
You only got it one time, So my goal, and I would always tell my mom, is by the time I'm 40 years old, I'm not going to be working a 9-to-5 job. I'm not going to have a boss. And she's like, if you can do that, I want to see it. You know, because I know you can. I know you're going to strive for it, so I want to see it. I was like, so it was crazy. At 30-something years old, I was doing T-shirts and events and still working in the office with my mother-in-law, and then this happened.
Yeah.
And it still hits me. I'm like, I'm really running my own business.
Yeah, that's amazing.
My paycheck is my freedom.
Yeah.
I'm able to go wherever I need to go to visit family or emergencies. If a good friend needs me or for whatever reason, I can go with my phone and schedule book, and I'm there. And for Jordan's health, been
Absolutely.
in and out of the hospital so many times, it's been a kind of a big blessing, and I am very appreciative of our customers, of just the understanding.
Yeah.
because there were some days, he's sick. I
It's
got to
dark,
reschedule,
yeah.
and they just don't worry about it. As a business owner, my mind's different now.
Yep.
It's not just, well, he's sick, I'm going to deal with it. It's he's sick, what am I going to do? Type of thing. But with God's mercy, with God's, strength, just the day just rolls on. And I have a really great customer base that I'm just so grateful for it,
Yes. Well, I always say money is good for the good that money can do, because it's not all about money, but it's about how you use it, and just being grateful that you're in that position. And then you said something else. You have an entrepreneurial spirit, obviously, to be able to run your own business, but you've had to shift to more purposeful in a way with your husband, and making sure that you're able to be there for him.
Oh, for sure. And you never expect things to happen in life, and when it does happen, you take a choice of, I'm going to let this bother me, I'm going to crumble up and just cry about it, and the situation's never going to be fixed. Or you stand your ground, wipe your tears, and like that joke says, fix your crown, keep on, princess. So fix the crown, keep doing you, things are going to get better. There's always a light at the end of the tunnel. But, that's my husband. That's who I said I love you for the rest of my life. I'm not going to shake my head and be like, oh, I'm not going to deal with that. That's on you. No, it's Bonnie and Clyde till death.
I love that. So. Put your hair up, put on some gangster rap, and get it done.
Worship music. I'll put on some worship music.
Good worship music.
Yeah, be like, all right, we're going to get this done.
I love
There's
that.
no choice about it. But we're a great team. We've been together 17 years and been married 7 years in October. So
wow, congratulations.
Thank you. It's crazy. It's it's awesome. I've never expected doing what I'm doing, and I have the great partner, and I got my family. Like, I get the question, like, okay, you worked with your mother-in-law, y'all lived across the street, like, how did, I was like, that's my best friend. Like, that's I don't amazing. Have to ask my husband, hey, I'm going to go hang out with your mom. It's like, hey, I'm going over to mom and dad's, we're having coffee. Or
not everybody has that.
Oh no, I'm so blessed. Like, I'm thankful. We have it's family, we're human. We have our predicaments, we have our little arguments, but at the end of the day, or at the end of that family trip, it's I love you, thank you, and that's what it's about.
It's the most important.
It's pretty cool, to have that bond of, I'm kind of their bonus daughter, not just their daughter-in-law. And the same for my Jordan spoils my family. So it's mijo for, everything over there is mijo this, mijo that. So it's pretty cool, though.
Are you close with your family?
I'm very close to my family, yeah. I'd probably talk to my mom if it's not technology, email, text message, probably 2 or 3 times a day.
So where are you from?
The Midland, Odessa area.
Midland, okay. And she's still there?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
My whole family's there. My little brother, my sister, all the kiddos. I'm the one that packed up and moved on.
You didn't go too far.
I didn't go too far, I'm slowly getting up further north. Our plan is 2 to 3 years, maybe get somebody to work out in the field. I will always run the office, but we love the Santa Fe, Colorado area.
Love Santa Fe.
Favorite.
So you want to expand potentially?
No, just retire.
Just retire. Okay.
And be up in there and always have this division, have something running here, but...
That's an amazing goal.
It is. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah,
I would always stay busy, find something to do.
Yeah, no, I know you would.
I couldn't just sit there and do nothing.
Yeah,
so
that's definitely not who you are.
No, not at all. Jordan loves day trading and options trading, so that's one of his hobbies and passions. So that's what he wants to just eventually do, is I want to just sit there and trade.
That's awesome.
I don't understand it, so
I do not understand that, but
I just see the numbers and everything go up and down.
Yeah, that's over my head.
He has a passion for it, and I'm super proud of him for that.
That's awesome. So Tony Boonsing from the group before you were part of the group. How did you guys know each other?
So at the time I lived in Canyon, and I had saw on Facebook there was a nutrition shop opening up. I was like, man, my teas, I got to get my fix on my teas. And walked in one day, and I met his wife, Genesis, and super sweet. And then one day Tony was there, and I saw him sitting there, and I was like, okay, that's her husband. I was like, okay, he looks kind of timid. Like, he looks like he could be straightforward. I was like, hey, how are you? He's like, hey, what's up? Drinking a shake, And Genesis is like, this is Tony, my husband. And he was like, oh, you're Patsy. We got introduced, and it's like friendship, dude.
Yeah, they're awesome people.
I love them together.
They're so
super
funny.
Cute. And then he had an event. That's where I met you. And
yes.
after that, he was like, hey, you got to come to this network. I was like, I'll plan it Thursday. I'll plan it in. I said yes to it because I love it. Network's been amazing.
So, yeah, we put on an event called National Quitters Day, and that's how you heard about the Amarillo Exchange Club, was through that?
Through Tony, because he kept inviting me, hey, check out this network. It's on Thursday mornings. You'll love it. It's, cool people. And like every Thursday I was busy. It was like if I wasn't going to Love It to pick up a load, I was helping Jordan. So finally one day I was like, Patsy, you make the schedule. Just clear that morning off.
Put it on your schedule.
I did, and I loved it. I'm so glad that I finally was like, I'm going to do it.
How did you feel when you first came in? What was your first impressions of the group?
Welcoming.
Really?
It felt like I knew all of y'all for many, many years, but I didn't.
Yeah.
I was learning all of y'all, but very welcoming. There was no doubt. And my biggest star was open prayer. I really, really love that.
I know. That's important to us.
It's very important. I always tell my friends, if you can wake up and thank God before your feet hit the ground, you're going to have a good day. All those problems and errors that you had stored or, I'm going to hate tomorrow. I don't want to get up.
Yeah.
Leave it behind you.
Yeah.
Wake up, thank God for another day. You're able to walk, breathe, and do. Keep rolling.
I love that light that you bring, and you've brought it since the minute you walked in.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's God's doing now.
It is. 100%.
100%. That's for sure. I wouldn't, 6 years ago, I wasn't who I am today. So I love who I am.
I love who you are too.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
What should we know about you that somebody might not know just from talking with you?
I'm a pretty open book. What you see is what you get.
That's true.
I don't hide myself on social media. If I say something wrong on social media, usually like I'll put a vocabulary wrong or put my sentence wrong. The joke is just reading between the lines with Patsy. You'll figure it out. But nothing really. I hold my heart really, really big for people, and I love to give. Like my love language is giving. So even if it's just a little thing of like, oh hey, I saw this and thought of you. It's just coming from the heart.
You've given me like 3 sweatshirts, I think. Yeah. You're like, I thought about you, and I brought it, so I always thought that was very sweet.
No, I mean, really, just I carry just a lot of open arms and love. Really, just nothing different about me. Nothing you're gonna be like, I did not know that about her.
Yeah. What you see is what you get in the best way.
In the best way. I mean, I might have a bad day, and
we all do.
Just wash it off, put a smile on my face, because it's nobody's problem for me to be angry or be frustrated. Just pray about it, think about it, put it behind you, and just keep moving forward.
Yeah.
There's no reason to stab at somebody or be ugly to somebody. It's they didn't do anything to you. So that's something I learned, to be not so prideful and to be humble.
Yeah.
Humble's a hard word.
It is. And we all have an ego. Yeah. And you got to wake up and kill your ego every day.
So, you got to put that old little, I call it the thug character away. You got to put that thug character
it is.
away.
If you think about it like that, it is.
Every day is not a fight day. Look at it as a bright day and put a smile on it and just be thankful.
Yeah. You have the best outlook. So how can people get in touch with you? What's the best way for them to obtain your services and talk with you guys?
They can get on Facebook, Tadlock Water of Amarillo, LLC. They can give us a call at 806-473-9384. What's really cool is we offer free quotes.
Okay.
So even if you just have some questions or you would like us to come out and look, there's not going to be a charge for that.
Okay.
We offer military discount and first responder discount.
Amazing.
We're very thankful for them. So we like to give a little back. So super easy. You just get on Facebook or just give me a call. Okay.
And what are you drinking? What did you drink today?
Oh, this morning I had me a matcha. I got this big matcha kick, and then it was almost done, so I added a little bit more almond milk and some chocolate to it, and a little chocolate milk. You
said you're not a big coffee drinker, right?
Not at all. I'm pretty high energy, so I don't like to do a lot of hard caffeine.
Yeah.
It's every once in a while when I want to be bougie.
Make your eyes twitch.
Yeah. Well, my heart will race. I'll be thinking I'm having a heart attack. But every once in a while, like if I'm at my in-laws or something, I'll have a little hot coffee. But I love hot tea. I'm a big lemonade drinker. big tea drinker.
Yeah.
I kicked the Coca-Cola. I don't want to say I kicked the Coke, but I kicked the Coca-Cola.
I have not.
2 years. 2 years ago.
Wow.
It was kind of a crazy experience. You know, I was popping cans every day.
I was popping cans every day.
I had to have that caffeine, and had some mouth surgery, and I just never liked the taste of it after that. So
I mean, that's good. That's a good thing.
I kicked it hard.
Good. Well, anything else that you want to share with our audience before we wrap it up?
Drinking water is very important. Staying hydrated in the summer is very, very important. Even in the winter, if you're hitting up the gym. And that's something we can do, is just put a reverse osmosis right in our kitchen, and you have drinking water right there for yourself, for your dogs, and for your plants.
Yep. Who doesn't want good drinking water? I mean,
no, like I'm pretty picky. We're out of town, and I don't have an RO system or drinking water, and I have to buy bottled water at the store.
I can't believe we just used to drink out of the sink.
Out of the water hose.
Or out of the water hose, yeah.
You're
like, this is good.
I don't think I would do it now. It'd be kind of scary.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm good on it. But we're here to take care of people, make sure they have their water treatment needs, and if they have any questions, we're going to give them the honest truth.
Amazing. Well, I appreciate you so much. We're so happy to have you, and I hope that people get to see a little bit more of the person behind the business from today.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for tuning in to this week's AEC After Hours podcast. Make sure you like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, and stay tuned because we'll be heading up Spotify soon. Also, our Instagram is the Amarillo Exchange Club. So if you need us for anything or have questions, inquiries about how to get a part of the group, let us know.